Business growth is one of the most talked about subjects in the entrepreneurial world. Growth is good. In fact, businesses either grow or die. But when it comes to growth, is bigger always better? Improvement specialist Nick Hixson is here to discuss effective strategies to help your business succeed. Nick, can you explain to me exactly what you mean by growth?
Well, it's what other people mean by growth, because I tend to redefine it a bit, and people tend to get a bit stuck with this idea we must grow, or I don't know how to grow, and therefore life is becoming more limited. I think people think that their business can only improve if it grows, whereas I would prefer to use a definition of getting better or improving rather than necessarily growing. It may grow as a consequence of that, but it should be in a position where you can get to where you want to be, fulfill your personal objectives in the nicest possible way without getting ever so extra stressed. Folk tend to feel that if it grows, I've got to work harder. I'm already working very, very hard. I don't want to work harder. I'm going to drop dead. So I can't grow.
It doesn't mean more customers then?
It may mean more customers, but it may mean more control. If you're controlling your growth, then it doesn't much matter how big it gets. Part of the issue is that some folk don't feel they have the skills to control what they're doing. They think, well, I've got to take on staff for the first time. I've got to put in a layer of management, and these people are brighter than me. What's going to happen? Well, you still own the place. So
there's a general fear of growing.
There can be a fear, I think, yes. And I think it's quite understandable. It's perfectly natural. I think what we want to produce is growth plus control. And that just produces a better business. And a better business with better control means a bit more time to think about what you're doing, a bit more time to fulfill your personal objectives rather than just feeling you're on this hamster wheel until you fall off at age 65 to enjoy a short retirement.
What I've noticed, talking to a lot of people and also running my own business, is that there's a period of growth and a period of consolidation. And that to me seems fairly typical. Am I right in that assumption?
Well, I think you're right in the assumption, but I don't think you're right in the way that people think about it. I think people have this bizarrely linear view of life, in that it always has to go forward at the same pace, so that if we grew by 10% this year, we must at least grow by 10% next year and the year after that, etc., etc.
Isn't that what the banks are looking for, though? They're looking for this growth. Everyone's looking for this growth. They want more profit. They want more customers. They want to see more income.
Well, begging your pardon, but I am not working for the bank, and I don't suggest that most business people are or should have that as one of their objectives.
Fair comment.
I would suggest it would be better to set your own personal objectives and try and find ways of meeting them. You do feel sometimes, if you're stuck on this linear growth idea, that, okay, that means if I'm going to grow by 10% every year, I'm going to have 10% more customers. That means I've got 10% more working capital to find. I'm going to be working harder and harder and taking home less and less because I'm funding more and more debtors. Oh, joy. Why would I want to do that? Well, good question. Why would you want to do that? You wouldn't. But with better control, you should be able to fiddle about with that to get to where you want. We got a client in waste disposal. We actually changed their sales mix. Their sales went down, but their profits went up, which was quite a good trick, I thought. He was a lot happier. Not only was he making more money, but he was doing actually less work for it, so he was a lot happier.
So less customers?
Yes.
I like that idea.
Sometimes.
That's very good. Growth by less customers. And it sounds a perfect way. I think I'm going to leave it there, if that's okay.
Okay.